One of the top things that helps me feel confident and camera ready when I sit down to film a YouTube video is my filming makeup routine. You certainly do not need makeup to be a content creator, but if it's something that helps you look and feel put together and prepared as you step in front of the camera, it can be a really powerful tool. If you've been looking for some product recommendations, or you're just curious to see what I do before I sit down here and start filming, I am going to walk you through my filming makeup routine today. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that I am a beauty content creator, and one of my favorite parts of my job is testing out products from incredible brands, and I've tried many products over the years, and these are the ones that I keep coming back to for my no-fail filming makeup routine. Let's pop over to my vanity and I'll show you exactly how I created this makeup look. Hello and welcome to my vanity. So I'm going to walk you through my filming makeup. Something that I already did earlier this morning is skin prep. So first I used the Tula Skincare Rose Glow and Get It Under Eye Cooling Balm. And then I also used the Paula's Choice 25% Vitamin C Serum. I use both of these pretty religiously every morning. That's like the first thing I do when I wake up, regardless of whether I'm putting makeup on or not. So I did that a little while ago. Then it's time to prep the skin for makeup to apply. I find this helps my foundation sit a lot nicer on my skin. So lately I've been loving the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I usually just take 2 pumps of that and rub it into my skin. And I like this because it just feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like anything is getting clogged, but it still feels like I'm applying this base layer to my skin. So my favorite foundation whenever I am filming or I know I'm going to be on camera is the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. I wear the shade R230. And this is a medium coverage foundation, and I like that it also has some skincare benefits. It brightens, smooths, firms, hydrates, and evens out skin texture. So I apply it just all over my face like this, and then I like to take this Real Techniques beauty sponge to blend it in. I also have these cute little clips in my hair to keep my hair back, which I usually do my hair first to give it a chance to kind of settle after I curl it or apply heat to it. And I'll really just take this all over the skin. Also, if I'm wearing something that's not like a turtleneck, I will also bring the foundation down to my neck so that it doesn't appear as like 2 different colors. That can happen sometimes in photographs if you don't bring your foundation all the way down. And I don't know if you can really see, but I feel like the primer underneath is really helping my skin have this natural glow to it. It's like a radiant, like velvety finish for this foundation. And I just think it looks really nice on camera. Now, obviously that foundation, I did kind of a lighter layer, so it did not cover everything. And there's a reason for that, because I'm about to go in with a concealer that can cover basically anything. So this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. I actually prefer to use this on spots and blemishes, but I will use it on my under eyes if I am filming that day. Because this product is so thick, the key is really to take it and warm it up, I think, on your hands, or warm it up with a brush, and then very lightly start to apply it where you want it. And then I'll take the beauty sponge again and blend it out. And then I'm gonna still the same product from before, I haven't used any more, and put it over top my blemishes or any spots. Might need a little bit more, but truly a little bit of this does go a long way since it is such a thick product. And then just blend again. Sometimes I alternate between brushes and sponges, but I've been really enjoying my Real Techniques sponge lately. Okay, so the base of my skin is looking pretty good, but I'm gonna leave the concealer out just in case I need to touch anything up right before I go on camera. Kind of a fun trick that I do. So next up is bronzer or contour, or both, whatever you want. I have been really liking this new one that I just got. This is the Makeup by Mario bronzing stick. It actually comes with a brush on this end, but I prefer to use my own brush, so I just apply the contour on my cheeks, contour the nose, go up by my forehead, and then do the chin as well. And then I use this Sigma face brush to blend that all in. I went to go actually restock this brush recently, and it's only sold as part of the Sigma Essential brush set, which I'm heartbroken about because I That's how I got this brush initially. I've had it forever, but I wanted to replace it for Black Friday, and I don't need all of those brushes all over again, but it's a really nice one. It's like a duo fiber, so the top is a slightly different fiber than the bottom of the brush, and it's supposed to help give this kind of like airbrushed, but not like scary airbrushed finish. I recommend waiting to do your hair if you are doing a slick back, because then if you do this by the front of your hair, you could mess it up. Okay, looking much more warmed up, like we've just been at the beach or something. Next up is blush, and I really do love cream blushes, but for some reason, the blush that I always come back to when I'm filming is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher in the shade Ecstasy. I finally said it right. Every time I go to say this word, I mess it up. So this is what it looks like. It kind of does have these two tones here, which I think gives you a bit more dimension versus if it was just one flat color. So I am using a Sigma angled blush brush to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. If I'm ever wearing something that like really is not this color, I might switch the blush shade just so it's not like clashy or weird, but I find this to be pretty universal for me. Any of these kind of like light pink / peachy blush shades tend to work well, I think, for my skin tone. I also sometimes do this because that's where you naturally would get the sun if you were trying to be like that. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna do brows. So this is a two-part process. I'm gonna start with the IT Powerful, what is this? Eyebrow pencil. And I like this because it has a dry spoolie on this side, which just means it is a clean spoolie with no product on it. So I like to use this to brush up my brows first. And this is the shade Universal Taupe. And then I like that it has this little point here. So I don't really do this for every day, but when I am filming, I do just like to slightly fill in my brows because I feel like it is more noticeable on camera. So I don't go too heavy-handed here. I just try to fill in any spots where it looks like it could use a little bit of that color or shading. And then if I ever want to blur it out, sometimes I do go back over with the dry spoolie just to kind of give a little bit of a blur to it. And then when it comes to brows, I like to use a clear brow gel to kind of just set them in place / go on top of the shading that I just did. I find I have more control this way versus if I use a tinted brow gel. And my current one that I have been testing out is the Milk Kush Brow Lamination Gel. And I have been really liking this one so far. They seem to stay in place really well when I use this one, so I have been enjoying this. I like that it just makes them a little bit more fluffy. Okay, so let's move on to the rest of the eyes. And for on-camera makeup, I will always use a primer before I apply any eyeshadow to prevent creasing. So I've been loving the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer. This is the same thing that I used for my primer for my face earlier, and Milk just has really got a good formula, I think, with these products. You can also actually use this to prime your under eyes, but since I already used the Tula Cooling Eye Balm earlier in the day, and I went in with the regular Milk primer, I don't really feel like I need it right now. Okay, and then comes the fun part, which is eyeshadow. I kind of have my filming eyeshadow down to a T at this point. This is the Naked 3 mini palette. The first Naked palette I ever bought was like back in high school, I want to say. I had the Naked 2. So I've used Urban Decay Cosmetics eyeshadows for a long time. I think they're really, really great if you're gonna invest in something. This is probably a good one to pick up. Also, this is the mini, so it gives you a chance to like test things if you want to make sure that you're actually going to like it. And I basically use these 3 shades. So I use this one first to kind of go in all over my lid. This is the shade Laced Up. Then I use Public kind of for the inner corner just to add a bit of shimmer. And then I use Glassy along my brow bone. So I won't make you sit through the whole long process. We'll speed it up a little bit, but I'm going to go in and apply these now. Okay, so here is what it looks like. It actually didn't even take me that long to do just because I truly have it down to a T at this point. And then I used this Sigma I think it's the E40 or the E50 eyeshadow shading brush. Okay, next up is eyeliner, and I don't usually do eyeliner for every day, but I do find it gives my eyes more definition on camera. So lately I've been using this Valentino twin liner. So it actually has liquid on one end and a regular kohl eyeliner pencil on the other end. So I go for liquid. And I don't think I'm going to show this on camera because I am so awkward and do all the wrong things when I apply eyeliner. I like tug at my eye, which I know you're not supposed to do. I just don't make the best faces. So I am going to do this and then I'll be right back. Again, I really didn't do anything fancy even here. There's no wing or anything, but I just feel like I look so much more awake now. And I'm about to look even more awake with what I have next. Next up is mascara. I owe full credit to my friend Sarah Wolak, who is an incredible beauty content creator on TikTok. I'll leave a link to her TikTok profile down below. She recommended this mascara, I think last year in one of her videos, and I've been obsessed ever since. It is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. It's really not expensive. I think it's under $30 and it's a tubing mascara. So what it does is it creates like a tube almost around your lash and extends the length even further. And the great thing about tubing mascaras is they wash off really easily. So you're not going to be struggling to get this off. It should in theory come off just with water. Usually I'm using some kind of makeup remover or like a cleansing balm in the shower to get it off, but it just makes my lashes look so long and amazing. And I'm gonna need to show you actually the difference between, like, I'll do this eye and show you what it looks like so you can see what the other one looks like without the mascara. I'm probably due for a new one of these actually at some point because it's starting to get a little bit clumpy. But this is one that I would happily like repurchase again and again. Okay, check out the difference with the mascara and without the mascara. So this one you can absolutely tell on camera, which is why it is my go-to for when I film. I usually only do my top lashes because sometimes I feel like the bottom ones can smudge a little easier, but if you want to do the bottom lashes, that's totally up to you. That will definitely pop for sure on camera. For a long time in my makeup routine, I used to stop here, but the next two steps are especially crucial, I think, for on-camera makeup. So the first thing that we're gonna do is set our face with powder. And one of the best tips that I finally learned, because I used to stray away from powder, is to only put it really where you need it. You don't need to go all over your whole face. You wanna just do targeted areas to help prevent creasing. So my powder of choice is a pressed powder by Kosas. This is their Cloud Set Powder in Breezy. I'm literally almost out of it. As you can see, there's just a little bit left. This is actually an e.l.f. Cosmetics blush brush. I just find it works really well for powder because it's small. So again, I'm not gonna go over my whole face, but what I do like to set is underneath my eyes to prevent creasing. Basically anywhere that I put concealer. So the edges of my nose, over any blemishes or spots on my chin. And then I always have like one forehead line because I'm always a little bit like sitting at my laptop like a gremlin without realizing it, causing those lines. But that's what powder is for, to kind of blur a little bit, to just distill what it looks like on camera. At least I think it does. And the last step is very important because I just want to seal all of this in and make it last. So now is the time I'm going to apply my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It says party all night, stay all day. Shake it up. And then I'm a pretty generous spritzer, but I do like a half spritz. So I'm not like doing a full long press. I like to do, I'll just show you. It sounded like I just used a lot of it, but again, I didn't like press down all the way. I kind of just like this better, so it distributes. And this is optional. The air drying is optional. I just feel like it helps it sit faster. And then for lips, honestly, I change the lip most, so I'm not really attached to one particular lip product. I would say in general, I am a big fan of either a regular cream lipstick or some kind of liquid lipstick for on camera. And I do recommend using a lip liner just because it will help keep the lipstick from bleeding, because on camera you usually are talking quite a lot. So this will help keep it in place. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. Also used this and the Pillow Talk lipstick at my wedding, so that's how you know it's a good one. And I'm just gonna lightly line my lip. My lips are a little dry because it's winter now, so it's starting to get colder out. So I've just been like layering on my Laneige lip balm, which is no surprise. So I'm going to use this Wander Beauty Lip Retreat oil. It actually really isn't an oil. I think it applies more like a light liquid lipstick, so I really like this one. It has a doe foot applicator, just like a liquid lipstick too. Okay, and then now I will take the clips down and I'll do like a final mirror check. And like I said, right before I go on camera, I do double check to see if my concealer needs to be added anywhere else. And also if I, changed out of whatever I was doing my makeup in, and if I messed anything up, I'll just make sure like the brows are looking good. There's no smudged eyeliner or eyeshadow or anything. I do like to get ready cozy, but it would obviously be smarter of me to get ready in whatever outfit I'm going to be filming in. So that is my on-camera makeup routine, and I'll be sure to link all the products down below. And if you have any questions about them, be sure to leave a comment. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and journey through my beauty routine of exactly what I do before I sit down to film my YouTube videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here, or if you enjoyed today's video, that's a big signal to YouTube that you like what you just watched and really helps me grow and reach more people here on YouTube. And now that we've mastered on-camera makeup, I also wanted to share my top 10 tips for feeling confident on camera. That is the up next recommendation on the screen if you're interested in checking it out. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.